Poundmaker by Terry Barber. Early years. The medicine man lives with the Cree people. He prays for bison to return. When the bison return, he helps to trap them in a pound. In 1842, the medicine man and his wife have a son. They call their son Poundmaker. Poundmaker's parents die when he is young. A Plains Cree band takes care of Poundmaker. The Cree live in bands or hunting groups for most of the year. Poundmaker helps to provide food for his band. Like his father, he learns to hunt bison. The Plains Cree lived in the west. Cree bands cover much of the prairies. The Cree depend on the bison. Hunters ride toward a herd of bison. The herd runs. Dust fills the air. Hunters fire their guns. Bison fall. And after a hunt there is a feast. Poundmaker is one of the best hunters in his band. The Cree also make clothes, rope, and tools from the bison. Cree men hunt with guns and bows and arrows. Poundmaker is also a warrior. The Blackfoot and Cree are enemies. The two tribes raid each other's camps. They steal horses. They steal women and children. Many warriors die. The raids go on and on. The warriors return to their camp after a raid. Poundmaker and Crowfoot. The year is 1873. Poundmaker is 30 years old. The Plains Cree and the Blackfoot begin peace talks. The Blackfoot chief is called Crowfoot. His son is killed in a battle. Crowfoot meets Poundmaker. Crowfoot thinks Poundmaker looks like his lost son. Crowfoot can see that Poundmaker is a leader. Poundmaker is a good speaker. He is a good storyteller. And he is a good drummer. He shares food and goods with others. Crowfoot invites Poundmaker to live at his camp for a winter. Poundmaker's life changes. Crowfoot adopts Poundmaker as his son. Some Blackfoot warriors are angry. They want to kill Poundmaker. But they come to accept Poundmaker. They see Poundmaker is a good man. Poundmaker learns the Blackfoot language. After the winter, Poundmaker returns to his own people. He returns with gifts from Crowfoot. He returns with a message of peace. Poundmaker says that Crowfoot wants to end the raids. In time, the Blackfoot and Cree accept each other. Poundmaker has 2 wives. A time of change. Peace comes in a time of great change. More white settlers arrive. They kill the bison and sell the hides. The bison herds grow smaller. A way of life passes. The Cree must find a new way to live. By the 1880s, the bison are almost gone. This is a picture of settlers in Winnipeg, Manitoba in 1872. Treaty Number 6. The Government of Canada wants the Cree to give up their land. The government wants more land for white settlers. The Cree chiefs meet with the government. The government wants the Cree to sign a treaty. This treaty is called Treaty 6. The government wants the Cree to live on reserves. Poundmaker protests. This is our land. It isn't a piece of pemmican to be cut off and given in little pieces back to us. It is ours, and we will take what we want. Treaty 6 promises 640 acres of reserve land for each Cree family. Poundmaker demands support in return for land. He wants a good treaty for his people. The government wants to start a farming program. The government promises to teach the Cree people how to farm. The government promises farm supplies. And the government promises free medicine. So in the picture, Cree people learn to farm. Chief Poundmaker. Treaty 6. In 1876, Poundmaker and the other Cree chiefs sign Treaty 6. Before they sign, Poundmaker asks for one last promise. He wants the government to provide food in times of hunger. The government adds this promise to the treaty. The government passes the Indian Act in 1876. Chief Poundmaker. In 1879, Poundmaker and his people move to a reserve. They farm the land. The soil is poor. The crops are poor. Many people go hungry. The government provides little food. The government breaks its promise. By 1880, Poundmaker is a chief. And in the picture, Poundmaker talks to his men on the reserve. Poundmaker knows there is strength in numbers. In 1884, he unites with Chief Bear, Big Bear, and other leaders. The government must listen to a united people. But it does not listen. The government does little to help the Cree people. Poundmaker becomes active in Indian politics. The Northwest Rebellion of 1885. In 1884, a Métis leader signs a list of demands to the government. His name is Louis Riel. The Métis want what the Indians want. Canada does not meet the demands. Some of the Métis leaders decide to use force. The Cree talk about their demands at a thirst dance. The Métis want Poundmaker to lead his men into war. Poundmaker does not want his people to suffer. Some Cree join the Métis in battle. Most do not. The first battle is at Duck Lake. Poundmaker does not lift a weapon. The Duck Lake battle is on March 27, 1885. The Métis win the battle at Duck Lake. The last battle is in May 1885. Poundmaker gives himself up. He is put on trial. He says, "I am not guilty. You did not catch me. I gave myself up. You have got me because I wanted peace. The last battle is at Batoche. The Métis lose this battle. Poundmaker is found guilty of treason. Poundmaker must serve 3 years in prison. He becomes sick. His spirit is broken. He is let out of prison after 1 year. Poundmaker will not let the prison guards cut his hair. In 1886, Poundmaker is out of jail. Poundmaker's world has changed. The Indian way of life is gone. His people's spirit is broken. No hope fills their eyes. They cannot live on promises. Broken promises, broken spirit. Poundmaker visits Crowfoot. The Blackfoot chief is broken too. Poundmaker dies on July 4th, 1886, in Crowfoot's camp. Poundmaker is just 44 years old. The Plains Cree lose a great leader, and Poundmaker finally finds peace. This is a picture of Poundmaker's grave. Glossary. Indian. Indigenous people in Canada who are not Inuit or Métis. The term First Nations has replaced the word Indian. Métis. In the 1880s, Métis means a person of mixed Indian and European ancestry. Pemmican. Dried meat, berries, and fat mixed together. Pound. A space used to trap and kill bison. Protest. To complain about something. Raid. To attack suddenly. Rebellion. An open fight against one's government. Reserve. Land set aside by treaty for First Nations people. Treason. Betrayal of one's country. Treaty. An agreement between 2 or more nations.